Hi, my name is Cecilia Fox, and that is another episode of Art Sandwich in which I talk about my artistic practice while eating dinner. And I also was changing its scenery a bit, and because I wanted to make it more cozy and romantic. So today I'm drinking my favorite tea called a love tea to manifest love in my life. So I also thought I will have some candles to just make it more cozy. And today I'm also having for dinner, I'm having a vegan cake from my favorite cafe. And I decided to have a cake today because I want to celebrate today that this week I reached 100 followers on Instagram. And of course it's such a small milestone, but I think that we should also learn to appreciate the small steps along the way. So today I'm eating a cake to celebrate that. And yeah. So first of all, how was my artistic practice this week? I think in general it was good, but I also felt a little bit overwhelmed because one of the big goals for me is to work on my website and finish my website and make all my artworks more organized. But I got pretty overwhelmed by it because there's so many small details that I have to figure out, and I think I got a bit lost in this process, but I made some nice steps in it because I was looking through some of my old music videos, and I'm probably going to relaunch two of them. One is about depression and one is about painting. So I was preparing that a bit. I also was working this week on my Artist Enough series. On Monday, I had a one really nice interview with Jenna Jameson, and it was really really inspiring. And I also was editing one of the episodes that I was filming earlier, so that is almost edited, and hopefully these two episodes come out soon. I also was filming a new promo for my Divorced and Desperate series. So this week I also had a nice collaboration with my good friend Yosita, and we were filming this promo video together, and I think it was really nice experience. So with this promo video, I have to write a text for it and then edit it together. But I'm really happy with the shots that we filmed. So I was busy with a lot of stuff, but I felt that I don't have much things to show or something. So I think I'm always very I think I'm always a bit self-critical and stuff. So that's why I'm also trying to eat cake to celebrate the small successes. Yeah. So so this week I also wanted to talk a bit more about my reality show called Divorced and Desperate. I really want to clarify that for me it's more it is kind of a podcast, but it's just a more extravagant version of a podcast. Because for me the goal with this project is that visually I really want it to look like a reality show, and I'm really kind of brainstorming and trying to think of all the cliches in a in a reality shows, and I'm slowly trying to write a script for it and stuff. But I'm also just kind of seeing it as a podcast that is a bit more extravagant. And I think I also have a lot of background in performance art, so I also think that it is also kind of more collaborative than just a podcast. So I'm also really So I'm really hoping to find like people for there who are like maybe like performance artists or musicians or comedian, or just have something interesting to talk about and or relate to the topics, because I think like the topics that I'm personally really researching is like love and intimacy and monogamy and sexuality and all these topics. So I'm also just, and yeah, for me, like I have kind of like some people like in my mind who I would like to invite for this project, but I'm also really open for like surprises, and I'm really hoping that some people would like reach out and like hope that they would be interested of taking part of it, because I feel like sometimes I really struggle like reaching out to people, because I feel like that I'm very like unlikable and controversial. So that's why I like really struggle reaching out to people, because like I think like artistically like my like I am sometimes criticizing art, so I don't know like if people like that. I'm very openly mentally ill, and I'm also like making a lot of like jokes that are like have some like sexual underlying tone, so there is a lot of like controversy in my work. So I'm not sure like which people are like fine being associated with me. So would be also really like that people would like reach out to me, like if they would want to be part of it, or if they like connect with this um, project. But I also thought like I'm gonna like walk you through to this like form to like apply, because then you I will like show you how to apply for it and like walk you through a bit.
Yeah, so I'm like quickly like walking you through this like application and showing you how it looks. So in beginning, like I'm explaining a bit about the project. Then you also have like my introduction video about it, and I will just like fill it in as myself just to like show you around. So first I will ask the name, then date of birth. So yeah, I would just fill in your birthday. Like mine is 17 April 1994. So how many mental illnesses do you have? Yeah, I probably have more than 7. And yeah, like these first questions are not even so important. They're just like for my own like statistics. So how many books have you read? There I will put like more than 300, because I personally try to read like one book a week. How confident are you in your cooking skills? Like, yeah, I only eat sandwiches. How confident are you at your cleaning skills? Yeah, I like it dirty because I'm really horrific with cleaning. And how confident are you at your transporting object skills? Yeah, that is just like an inside joke with myself, because like one of my upcoming like comedy sets, I wrote a joke how like walk of shame is not like when you walk home like from a one night stand, but walk of shame is like when you like carry your own like grocery bags as a divorced woman. So that is just like a inside jokes with myself. But yeah, I can move the mountains definitely. How confident do you feel about your hygiene habits? Yeah, I think I'm somewhere in the middle, because like I am quite clean, but also sometimes I am just doing something really messy, like like blowing my nose in somebody's t-shirt or something. Uh, so yeah, that is also why I need boyfriend to just like blow my nose in their t-shirt. How many sex positions can you name? Yeah, I think 7 that I'm like advanced. But yeah, you also don't have to like answer it, and the first questions are like really just for the statistics. So yeah, that is the most important question, is like what kind of attraction would you like to explore? And there is like 8 options, and like for each option I kind of have some ideas. So I'm really like, so you answer, so you pick some, and then based on that I will like think of the activity together. So first of all, like aesthetic, I wrote down like I find you visually pleasing. For that I would like to probably do some kind of like activity together, like yeah, maybe bake a cake, make a painting, or write a song together. For emotional, I wrote like I want to watch you cry. For that, like I was thinking also that maybe I could like find somebody who also has like mental health problems, and maybe we could like find something that we like connect on with. For platonic, I wrote like I'm curious about the color of your soul. I think it's really beautiful sentence. And for platonic, I also was thinking maybe it would be the option to like do something like long distance, or like finding some ways to like communicate with each other. But it's also really open ended, and I will see where it goes. For intellectual, I wrote like I want to explore your brain. And Yeah, for that, like, I'm also really hoping to at least have like a one comedian in my like reality show. So I think like the comedian could like fit easily in this category. For physical, I wrote down that I want to hold hands. And yeah, I think that is the date that I'm like personally most like terrified of, because like I obviously have like intimacy issues, and for me personally, like holding hands is just like a most horrific activity that like two people can do to each other. But yeah, I mean that could also be like I don't know, we could also do yoga together, or like learn some like a dance from like a YouTube or something. So it could also be like more like open ended, but I think that is something that I'm personally really like terrified of. So the next one is like a sexual. You make me think of dirty stuff that I can't say out loud. Out loud, yeah. For that, like I have a lot of inappropriate ideas, and yeah, I'm more like scared that maybe nobody is like brave enough to push this button, because yeah, like obviously, like I'm not saying that I'm gonna like have sex with somebody, but I think that is just like where I could like explore some more of the risky stuff. So we'll see how it goes. Yeah, for romantic, I wrote like I want to have candlelight dinner with you. Yeah, for that I also just it's also very like open ended. Like I would like to just do something like fancy or cute, and yeah, we will see. And for spiritual, like I wrote down that I want to do witchcraft in a forest with you. And yeah, for that I also have like many options, because like yeah, as a teenager I was really into like tarot cards and astrology. I oftentimes do some like rituals, and I'm really into like crystals. So for that I also have many options. But yeah, just like look through this list and just like click the buttons that like resonate the most with you, and then I will, based on the answers, I will like think of something that we could do together. So yeah, then you just put your contact, uh, and then you push submit.
It's like super simple, and it's kind of, it's just a silly little form, and I think like then I will like have like a more longer conversation with the people, and then try to um, communicate on that and try to find like way to collaborate. And I'm really excited about it, and I'm really, yeah, I don't know, I am a bit difficult person, and I feel like I am very like intense. So I don't know, it really has to feel like a good connection with the person that I'm working with. um so I would also like to like share the inspiration of the day, of the week, this week, and that is the book by Jenna Jameson called How to Make Love Like a Porn Star. And yeah, like I think first of all, like it is also like very like beautiful book, because I think it's really like kind of, it's like a memoir of her life, and it's also really interesting because there's like a written parts, then there is like a little like a photos in it. There's also like parts of like different kind of text, like the lists and like a diaries, and I don't know, it really feels like that it gives like a glimpse of her life. I think it's also really inspiring because I think she has very like interesting life and also very difficult life, and I think it's really like inspiring to read about somebody who has like such a unique life. And I think it also, it is important to kind of like read like a perspectives of very different people to learn to be like a less judgmental. And for me, like I was personally really interested in this book because of like a topics of like sexuality and stuff, because I feel like oftentimes we have this like mainstream like of like not like oftentimes we have this like feeling like that, or like not feeling but this belief that, or like porn is like bad and degrading for the woman. But I think like porn can also be like very like empowering and really like destigmatize like some kind of like sexual kinks or something. So I don't think, like of course like it is very complicated topic, and there's also a lot of like abuse in like a porn industry, but I think also that porn is not like all bad, and that there is also like it's also really interesting. I think also nowadays when we have like OnlyFans, I think it's something that makes like a porn much more like ethical and more intimate, because for example I also like follow some like OnlyFans like porn stars like on Instagram, because I just find them like really like fascinating people. And I think it's also so much about like a sex positivity and like empowerment, because I think also as a woman, like women are oftentimes like, I don't know, sexually has like assaulted or like harassed or like or objectified. And I think sometimes when you like overpower your like sexuality, or like you act like in a very sexual ways, I think it can also be very like empowering, or like taking your power back, because you feel like you're more in control. So I think yeah, I think it's just really interesting topic. I think also for me like this book also like really resonated with like a personal level and about like a mental health wise, because yeah, this book was written, yeah, I don't know, I think I just like recognized many like of her like personality traits, or like a traumas that felt like very similar, because I don't know, this whole book was written in a very like enthusiastic and positive tone, but I feel like there was also like so much like underlying like a pain in it. And I feel like sometimes like people like often create like this facade of like acting like everything is fine and everything is good, because like the pain just feels like so unbearable, and you would feel like that other people can't even handle that, and that you have to like mask it. And I think, yeah, I don't know, I think some of the most like successful and happy looking people are the most like saddest people in a world. And I think that was also that's why it was also just really like difficult to like read it, because how much like I recognized myself in it also. And I wish that there would be just like less judgment and more like compassion and understanding for people who go through like horrific things, because I feel like it's so easy to like judge somebody for being like a porn star, or being crazy, or having fights. But I think if we would have like understanding that, yeah, there is like reasons, and it's that in world there is just so horrific pain that you might even like can't like comprehend, or you can't like even grasp it, and give that we would even have like a kindness for like bad people or something. And yeah, okay, I don't know, I lost it a bit, but yeah, I just wish, yeah, I don't know, for me like it was really like inspiring to read it. Like I think it was really beautiful book. I think she really is like a role model for me in some ways, and she's really like beautiful person. So yeah, also like I think one thing that I also realized this week was also that being like an influencer is like much more harder than being an artist, because I feel like as an artist like you could call like anything art, but like as an influencer, like because I am like in process of like rebranding myself as an influencer, and I think there is just so much things to like learn, and I'm like really just try to figure a lot of stuff out. Like I really hope to like experiment with like a with Instagram stories, or like there's just so much small things that I have to learn, and this is also just really overwhelming. Mm. And I think, yeah, that gives me also a lot of like insecurities about it, and I think maybe that also like leads me to like this week's like mantra to become an artist. So this week mantra is, I feel safe and satisfied in my artistic process, and even small steps require celebration. I feel safe and satisfied in my artistic process, and even small steps require celebrations. I feel safe and satisfied in my artistic process, and even small steps require celebration. just repeat that after me, and this is how you become like an artist. Because yeah, for me, like I just sometimes feel so overwhelmed with how many things I have to learn. So that's why like I really realized that I have to like cherish also like all the small steps and just the process. And yeah, like so yeah, I really hope that you like this episode, and if you would like to see more of my videos, just subscribe to my channel, and hope to see you soon. Thank you so much for watching.